Did any of you watch? Right, it's still on. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Did anyone go to watch it?
I've not seen it yet.
Not
I've been
yet.
meaning
No,
to.
not yet.
Oh, I don't want to say.
People,
now,
my dad
because
said it
it's
was very
spoiler.
slow though. It's not like
Well,
there's not a lot that happens.
It's all I'm gonna say is the actual. I think the actual plot of the film only starts in the last half an hour of it, and the rest of the film is, it establishes who the character. It makes you like know the characters almost, but it doesn't. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I really like it.
It's weird that this happens sometimes with like really
Yeah.
revered movies. Like, how many of you have seen? How many of you seen My Neighbor Totoro?
Me, great film.
I agree. It is a great film, but the first hour of that movie is
Oh,
nothing
it's
but
slow.
pissing
It is,
about
yeah.
with the cute animations, and then the last half an hour is, oh, the girl has gone missing. We better go find her.
Yeah.
Like, a plot just sort of starts in what should be the third act,
Yeah.
just so that there is a plot.
And like
Yeah,
I say, I kind of like films that are slow though, because like my dad especially, he loves slow movies where like you just kind of just watch it all unfold. I do feel like not all movies have to have this intense plot.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely
like just
not.
kind of taking my mind
Yeah.
out and just, like I say, watching people mill around. Someone described, actually I saw, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as a day in the life YouTube video almost. Like you literally
yeah,
just
the
follow
first, like,
someone around making a cup
yeah.
of tea. Like
That's literally all. Like the first. A good. It's how long is it? It's nearly 3 hours long.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, like it's. I would say a good maybe just under 2 hours of it is just day in the life of all the characters. But then because you get that at the beginning, it makes the end of the film so much better. If it was just the end of the film, it just wouldn't be, because it's the characters. You know what I mean? You know all the characters by the time you get to the actual thing that the story's about almost.
I feel like I do worry, honestly, that more and more movies are going to become a bit more like that, because I think it might be a symptom of the way TV has changed in the past couple of years, because cinema's struggling to keep up with TV. The way it used to be the like dominant force. Now, you know, everyone in TV is using like Arri Alexas and Reds, and all the camera quality is fucking gorgeous, and the cinematography is like always like top notch.
Yeah.
So, and everyone's got 30, 40-inch televisions to like watch it on. So suddenly a TV show has 10 hours to like establish characters and do all sorts of like fun, interesting things with them, for then your big like third act bombastic like actual interesting stuff in the last like 2 or 3 episodes. Movies can't compete with that anymore. So I worry that movie lengths are going to get longer, but we're not going to be putting as interesting stuff in it just so that they can compete with television.
Probably.
Well, I find that like this year there's been like so many films that are really long. Like I discovered the other day, I don't know if this is actually true, but I discovered the other day, you know, The Irishman that's coming out in like November, the new Martin Scorsese
Yes.
one. Apparently that's like nearly again like 3 hours long or something like that.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, and then you've got like Endgame was 3 hours long.
God, yeah.
It Chapter 2 that was like nearly just under 3 hours
No,
long.
really is.
Yeah. It was, yeah. And you know what? I liked it. It was good. I didn't notice that the time had gone. But yeah, it's a long film. And then obviously like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, long film. I feel like what's happening is it's the seeing that like all these films like Endgame, it was a big one. The seeing that people are actually sitting
Do you know what?
And watching
It was
them
a
and they'd be
big
like,
part of the marketing of Endgame that it was so long. Like a lot of people jumped on board that. I remember seeing like those shitty Facebook memes being like, "Who would rather Endgame be R-rated or 3 hours?" Ooh! Like that sort of thing, and people got really into it.
Like it's thingy in it. Like normally, where studios be like, "Oh no, make it shorter, cut out all these scenes." I feel like now it's like with Deadpool. When Deadpool came out and it was really successful, even though it was R-rated, loads of studios was like, "Oh well, apparently R-rated things can
Suddenly
be
they
successful now."
greenlit a bunch of
So I have a feeling what's happening now is they're seeing things like Endgame and like It and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. People are actually sitting through the 3 hours, and the films are actually still doing alright, or doing well in Endgame's case. And they're being like, maybe you don't have to cut off not as much then if you want to make it. That's what I think is with The Irishman. I feel like he's had all this stuff, and because they've given him more leeway with it, he's cut less out. Like if it came out like maybe 2-3 years ago, it would be a shorter film. But because it's Netflix as well, so they're getting like
That's
I feel
true.
like I think they're getting more like open with it. I think.
I mean, I don't always think that that's necessarily.
Oh, no,
better,
it's
though.
really not.
Like,
I like a
like
short film.
directors
Yeah.
getting like more and more leeway to have
Yeah.
like final cut privileges and include more and more and more and more and more. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of the time it doesn't actually improve stuff. Like director's cuts aren't always better. Often
Yeah.
it's the other way, you know.
Like it's like I don't mind certain films being 3 hours, but I do not want all films to start being 3 hours because
Well,
like,
I
I
don't.
thought-
that's the only
like-
reason why Endgame did so well that it did. People want to see more of these characters because they're
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
established.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like I
that's
don't
the
want
reason
to.
Well,
why
as a
fanboys were like,
conclusion.
right, yeah, give me more Captain America ass. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not having to. I don't. Yeah, I get. I like a shorter film, especially when it's
Yeah.
like it's not part of a universe or like so The Irishman is just going to be a story. Why can't they
Yeah.
do that in an hour and 20? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got more.
yeah.
There's gonna be
Speaking
a lot
personally,
of-
when I see a runtime at 90 minutes now, I am way more likely to watch that movie.
That's when I saw that it was nearly 3 hours long. The Irishman yesterday, I was like, oh my god, it's like 3 hours long. It goes from being just watching a movie to becoming this thing. You know what I mean? Like it
Committing
was
to
like
it.
yeah, it's like watching a TV show. It's like right, I'm gonna watch a TV show. Whereas when you're watching a film, you're like, oh, I'll just stick a film on. Whereas it's
Yeah.
3 hours
I
long.
still haven't watched Bandersnatch on Netflix yet because I don't know how long it.
Oh yeah, well it's the same.
it's
Yeah,
more of a commitment.
like yeah,
Yeah.
It's something you have to like sit down and you have to be like ready to, like when you go in the cinema, you're just doing that anyway, aren't you? Because it's a cinema.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, like with Netflix, I watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that at home. But I'm gonna be like, right, I need 3 hours to watch The Irishman. You know what I mean? It's with
We
it
all know
being
most of
longer.
that's going to be
It's
arty
not.
shots as well. Let's
Yeah,
be honest,
literally.
because it looks
gonna be a
very
whole-
arty. I mean, A24
Yeah.
are distributing it. You know
Yeah.
it's going to be arty.
Yeah, whole bunch of CGI Robert De Niro and everything. Yeah, but
Yes.
I don't know. Like some films I can understand. Like with It Chapter 2, I get why it was 3 hours long because there was a lot of stuff that they
That's
didn't
a
have.
big book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the book is like what mad. It's like what is it like 1,300 and something pages.
Yeah, it's all.
And
Wow.
they do miss out a lot of unnecessary stuff, but they still have to like cram in all that stuff for it to make sense. And it doesn't feel like I liked it.
I feel like it would have worked because it was a TV show, wasn't it? To
Yeah.
begin with, I feel like that would have
Yeah.
worked well as like an 8-episode TV show.
like a miniseries.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like they could have explored it.
Yeah, because in the book, it's like they're adults, and then it cuts between. It's like flashbacks almost. That's how it works. Whereas in the new ones, isn't it? You've got the first film's them young, and the second film's kind of a mixture of both, but it's set in the modern day,
Right.
and it doesn't feel like you. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It doesn't
We
feel
all know we're all
like
still
there's
going
too
to
much.
see it.
Yeah, there's not. It doesn't feel like there's just. It's 3 hours for no reason. Is my point. Like you don't notice it. It's like with Endgame. You didn't notice that it was 3 hours.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice.
Like
yeah.
it was just gone. You were like, oh, that was 3 hours. It was just gone, and it's kind of like that.